Are you ready for the release of Black Panther 2? Wakanda Forever? It comes out November 10th. I'm sure everyone is looking forward to more bad Marvel comedy. And Namor, whose name is now Namor, being turned into an absolute joke. I'm starting to think that the reason they're doing this with him is because of the fact that they can get around any kind of rights issue by changing him up a little bit. This is something that companies do to kind of get around paying family estates any kind of revenue. So, for example, with Superman, they take away the curl. They take him out of his trunks. They change up something about him. Like, for example, not that long ago, he wore jeans and a T-shirt. They'll do stuff like that. And now they're doing it with Namor. And he just is looking more and more like a joke to me. So there's 2 clips out right now. One with Riri Williams, who is one of the worst characters ever introduced to Marvel Comics. She's an awful character. Iron Man ripoff. If they think that she's going to take Tony Stark's place with people, they got another thing coming. She is not going to fill that void. She already comes off as super unlikable in this movie, at least in the clips I watched. She comes off as super unlikable, just like she did in the comics, which is a bold strategy. But I watched these couple of clips. She's like hurling stuff at him. Like, who does this? She's a big central character in this movie for some reason, from what I understand, in the same way that America Chavez is in Multiverse of Madness. But I don't know who this guy is. This guy is not Namor. He's Namor. They're literally giving him Latin pronunciation. Don't forget, he's from Atlantis, by the way. But, whatever. Change it up so that they can do some more virtue signaling in this movie. I really do wonder how this movie is going to perform. I would say that it might hurt because T'Challa's not in it, but knowing people, this movie will probably make $1 billion. Marvel Studios boss Kevin Feige officially confirms Atlantis does not appear in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. It's going to be some Aztec thing or something, which is so stupid. It's so dumb that he's not Atlantis. He should be from Atlantis. I hate when they make changes like this. And this is a huge change. This isn't like changing the guy's outfit or something. They've totally changed this character into somebody else. This is not Namor. And it's all thanks to this woman. When Kevin Feige steps down, she's going to be the one that takes up the mantle. And if you think Kathleen Kennedy is bad, wait till this woman takes over the reins. This is the woman that says X-Men is outdated, by the way. X-Men is an outdated name. We need to change it to mutants because, well, it's just not fair that we're calling women X-Men. They're really going to go down that road, by the way. But she's doing an interview here, and she's using all this virtue signaling. Listen to this.
Namor is over there.
I know, we talked to him already.
El niño sin amor. Por eso le dicen Namor.
¿En serio?
El niño que creció sin amor. Namor.
Not cringy enough for you? Well, don't worry. I got more. Black Panther Wakanda Forever producer claims Namor is the voice of the colonized. How awesome. Black Panther Wakanda Forever producer Nate Moore recently claimed that the film depicts Namor as the voice of the colonized. During an interview with Phase Zero, Moore spoke about Namor and his depiction in the upcoming Marvel Studios film. When asked what he wanted Namor to be in the MCU, Moore replied, "We thought it was really interesting both to bring a little bit of the attitude of Namor from publishing, who has always been an incredibly arrogant and soft and sort of confident, but also to ground it in a real conflict." Moore continued, "And I think that when Ryan decided to really anchor the world of Talokan and Mayan culture and to have Namor be a little bit of a voice of the colonized to give him a reason for that arrogance and a reason for that attitude." You know what's funny about this Aztec thing they're doing? Aztecs were awful people. They did human sacrifices all the time, ripped people's hearts out, ripped people apart, like ripped their bodies up and then threw them down like temple stairs. Like, they were pretty awful. Their culture was awful. They did really nasty things. Human sacrifice was a huge part of their culture. But we should celebrate that, I guess. Then they leave all of this shit out. It's kind of disgusting. But the people that ripped hearts out and sacrificed humans left and right, they're the oppressed ones. They're the colonized. They're the ones that you need to feel bad for. All this virtue signaling with Marvel, you really do got to wonder, when is the buck going to stop? When are people going to stop going to see this stuff? I don't think it's going to be this movie. Black Panther 2 is probably going to make $1 billion, which will be shocking because it looks awful. It looks nowhere near the levels of the first one. The first one was actually an all right movie. This one looks awful. I just don't get the point. They should have recast T'Challa, number one. I just don't get not recasting him. They do it all the time in Hollywood. Now you're stuck with this husk of a Black Panther movie that's all about colonizing and wrecking Namor. Anyway, they'll figure it out eventually. It'll be too late, though. Let me know what you guys think about all this. I'd like to hear from you. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace. Make sure to check out my locals. There's a link in the description. It's a fun community that I'm trying to build over here. If you don't want to support me on YouTube, you can come over here. None of that money goes to YouTube. You also can just come over here for free. But if you are a supporter over here, I do plan on doing an extra live stream once a month and throwing links to the supporters so you can actually come on and have a supporter live stream with me. Also, it's a good place to catch all of my content. You don't have to worry about notifications like YouTube. They'll definitely work over here. So come check out my locals.